Welcome to the vlog for day 7 of our vacation in Canada. This was December 31st, New Year's Eve. It was time for me to return the rented vehicle because we got most of what we needed to get done out of the way that we needed a vehicle for. I got the chance to pump my own gas because we needed to ensure that we brought it back to the level that it was when we originally got it. We got it at about half tank, so I needed to buy just a little more gas to top it back up to that level. So I bought $10 worth of gas and that did the trick. After purchasing the gas, it was time for me to drop off the vehicle. Well, I should mention that there are lots of different types of gas in Canada. In Jamaica, we only have diesel 87 and 90. Here you had quite a number, so I just went with 87. When I returned the vehicle, the person at the rental company checked off, made sure that we didn't leave any personal items in, made sure that there were no scratches and everything, and then we got back our deposit. Now, once this was done, it was time for us to go out and for our New Year kind of celebration, or to ring in the New Year, we decided to go on another excursion, and this one took us downtown Toronto, and we took the train this time. So for holidays, it's not advisable to drive downtown, so the train is quite fine. Also, something I wish we had in Jamaica, because I personally would take the train a lot of the time so that I don't have to drive, especially when you're tired, you could just rest. Again, the convenience of self-serve is a thing here. So we were able to just purchase our tickets for the train using a little kiosk and paying there as well. Once we got down to the subway, it was time for us to go on our first of 2 trains. I think we were on line 4 at first, and then we went on line 1, which would take us to Union Square, I think it's called. So basically the train came one direction, but it went back another direction, and it's a bit confusing, the whole train system. You have to just definitely know where you're going or ask questions, and don't play hero, because you could end up on the wrong train. Because like this one, it came in one way, but then I guess like it's the end of the rail, so it would turn back and go the other direction. Anyways, it was a good experience to see mom with her grandkids in Canada. I think she's going to miss us when we leave. I don't think, I know. Deja couldn't wait to eat her lunch because we had packed little lunch kits. So while we were on the train, she said she was really hungry. So I allowed her to eat something from that. Then we got to our destination, and it was time for us to ask more questions so that we could find where we wanted to go. The people here are helpful and very polite, but sometimes you can just read and figure out stuff, but then sometimes if you need help, you just ask for help, and people are usually willing to help. So we eventually got to what they call the skywalk, and that is pretty much on our way to our destination. And our destination was the Ripley's Aquarium of Canada. From the skywalk, we could see the CN Tower, which is the tallest building in Canada. Where you see that red line, you could actually see like the elevator going up and down. So I guess like persons go on it and just go all the way up. But that's not where we were heading. We were heading to the Ripley's Aquarium of Canada, which was basically right next to it. So of course we stopped here to take a few photos and so on before we went in. The quality of the photos weren't so nice because of the lighting behind us, but we did it anyway, because it's just for future memories. One day we can look back and say we went there or we got the chance to experience it. The aquarium itself was expensive in my opinion. We used a kiosk again to purchase the tickets. So for the 5 tickets, so the age groups are different. The ticket prices for the various age groups are different. So like for mom being a senior, it is cheaper than for me and Denver. And the kids, based on age, are also different prices. But in total, it was a little over $150 for the five of us. So I would say a little bit expensive, but I would also say the experience was worth it. I mean, we don't ever have to do it again, but doing it at least once was an experience that's worth it. So this is what the space looked like when you just went in. And basically, it's just a tour of various aquariums with various sea animals. So basically, we went through and saw different types of marine life. And I mean, every single type of thing that you could expect to see, and even what you did not expect to see. Some of them were pretty fascinating, some of them were actually scary. Like here, we saw an eel, we saw this fish that looked like it had a beard. Some of them were, honestly, there was this, I don't know if this is a swordfish because I didn't get to read all the signs, but when it had its mouth wide open, like honestly, probably the most scary thing I saw at the aquarium. There were some fish there that looked like they needed to be cleaned off, like they had so many things on them. Then this is a saltfish, the one that we eat, and the head was really ugly. You know, Jamaicans always say if you see saltfish head, you wouldn't eat it. I was trying to get a picture of the head, but I didn't know that it was turned sideways. Did you know that saltfish swim like it's flat across? I thought it was like regular fish that we fry. But anyways, it was an experience. We got to see pretty much everything from Bikini Bottom and from the Little Mermaid. So we saw well, I can't say plankton, what you call that thing? But we saw everything, just about everything. There were some fish with some very unique designs. I don't know. I guess we just have to say God is good, because some of the things that I saw I didn't even know existed. Some of them, as I said, pretty fascinating. Some of them very scary. Some of them looked like some creatures out of some scary movies. But overall, I would say that it is definitely worth the experience. And especially if you have children, this is something that I would definitely recommend. There is also the opportunity for some very good photos at different areas. The Dangerous Lagoon was my favorite part of the tour. Basically, you were able to just stand on this little area that is moving, similar to how you would have an escalator, but it's flat and it's just moving with you, and it allows you to just move through that area and observe. There is also information on the various marine life or aquatic life, whatever you want to call it. So whatever is in each tank or so, there is information on them, so you can look at the pictures and then you can observe or identify them in the aquarium. So as I said, the little thing that was moving around with you made it a little easier because it goes at a slow pace and it just allows you to just stand still and enjoy it. This is where the sharks were. And as I said, this was my favorite part of the tour. I don't know about the kids, what was their favorite part. I haven't asked them yet. But this was definitely my favorite part of the tour. Something that I learned was that sharks can have up to 15 rows of teeth, because as I said, there was information there that you could read to learn more about the different things you were seeing. Sharks can have up to 15 rows of teeth, and they can change teeth as often as like every week. So they had this huge jar filled with shark teeth. I mean, like every size. It kind of looked like how you see dog teeth, long for the most part. But yes, this was my favorite part of it. You could see the sharks above you because the aquarium kind of circled over the top, so you could see them beside you, behind you. You could take photos if you could capture them, you know, and so on. But it was an amazing time for the kids. They were just in awe. They were excited. They were asking questions. They were just looking out for the sharks especially. But as I said, definitely think it was an experience worth having. Might be a little bit expensive, as I said, but definitely worth having. So when we finished the Dangerous Lagoon, we were able to go through and look at some other areas. We saw this beautiful turtle, and we saw other just regular fish. Some of them we don't know the names. And as I said, like everything is just so unique. You're seeing stuff that you probably never saw otherwise than on TV. So like there was a stingray lying at the bottom of the aquarium, but just generally just lots of very nice, unique things to see, marine life to see. I was able to capture this beautiful family moment as we were going around on the thing, just the four of us. It was so nice, like with the water in the background and everything. Then the kids had the chance to go through this kids crawl area where basically they can go through the aquarium. So DJ and Deja went through, and of course, one time wasn't enough. They did it several times. So they came out, so they went back in. Deja did this really creative one, like she was swimming through. And then it was time for us to grab a bite to eat. So as I said, I had packed lunches for them. So they got to eat that. We took some more photos, did some more videos because they had really creative areas for you to do things like those. Then we went back through because the tour wasn't over yet. So you could go through. We saw the stingrays. I think they call this one the eagle stingrays because they actually look like they're flying. They don't look like they're swimming. It's like actual, they look like birds or they look like airplanes. So we got the chance to see those. Then we went through planet jellies. And the really awesome thing about this is that they light up or they change colors. So I don't know how they do it on one go. So like they all looked black. You didn't see any color at all. And then you literally just stand there and you see them turn pink. And it's like once one turned pink, all of them turned pink. So that was really nice to see. That was really an awesome thing to witness, firsthand. There were also some other jellyfish that were called like upside down jellies, that upside down jellyfish that literally were lying down on their backs for the entire time. Anyways, there was this last area now where you could go and put your hand in the water and touch a stingray if you wanted to. Of course, I didn't want to, but the kids are brave. So Deja rolled up her sleeves and put her hand in because they are brave enough to do things like those. They also had this beautiful bay that looked like it was sunshine, even though it was actually nighttime that we were there. I'm yet to figure out how they did that. Denver was trying to explain it to me, but I couldn't get it. Then it was time for us to take the train and head back home, and that was the end of day 7.